Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Night Live. Obviously, we are on the road today, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to just wait a few minutes here for people to jump in the chat. We'll see if the notification goes out. Unfortunately, because I am driving, I cannot do a notification out via Twitter, so we'll see who shows up here. It looks like someone's here. In fact, Laura, do you want to
What?
do you want to put this on your phone so you can read and watch the chat?
Oh, sure. Oh, there, you're live.
Hey, there I am. All right, cool. Hey, good morning, Sarah. Nice to see you. Hey, Sarah, do me a favor. Can you tweet this out? Because I am driving. I can't do it. I just realized I can't do that. Also, Stargazer Knights, good morning. Nice to see you here. So, today, as I told you earlier this week, we are heading to Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm here with my lovely co-host, who isn't going to be a co-host today, but I'm trying to come up with a nickname for my wife. I like Gloria Daze because Dawg Knight and Gloria Daze, but I just thought that was a cute title. Hey, let me know too if you can hear me okay, because I think I'm running this through the microphone on my truck. It should be working, but I'm not sure. So for those of you who are here, there's a couple of you here already. Let's go ahead and get started. And then if people want to catch up on this later, they can. So I was on. Oh, did you see that? Someone said hi, Mrs. Dog. Did you see that?
No, I can't find it on here. I don't know.
Oh, okay. My wife's having a boomer moment. And so she's trying to figure out how to get this live on her phone so she can watch the chat for me and answer any questions. In fact, what we're going to do today, one of the things we're going to do, since we've got a long drive here. So part of the show today is going to be an AMA, aka Ask Me Anything. And we'll try to answer questions that are reasonable. But also, I do have a couple items that I do want to talk about.
Is this on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
I clicked YouTube.
Okay, you're subscribed to Dawg Knight, right?
Well, I don't know. Where do I go? I've got a hermaphrodite who shocked France.
Okay, so I'm going to help.
Do you want me to drive?
No, I'm good. Here we go. Are you even subscribed to me on YouTube?
I don't know. Your face popped up and said you were live.
Okay. Stop laughing, Sarah. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. It is actually very funny. I don't know what you got going here.
Well, okay.
Here you go. Up in the search. Do search.
Okay.
There's Dawg Knight.
Okay.
And then go to my channel, and then you'll go on live. Did you go to the channel?
Oh, there's your pointing at your head.
Pointing at your head. I don't know.
Pointing at your head.
Well, that's just one of the episodes. So there should be one that has a circle that says Dawg Knight, which should be down here somewhere. Just find where it says that. Hey, is this fun for you as it is for me? I'm just telling you right now. Are you on my channel or what are you on? I don't even think you're.
You're the one who's supposed to.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna subscribe you to my channel. Watch. Now, there's that. There's Dawg Knight. I can't believe my wife's not even subscribed to my own damn channel. Oh, she is. She does just to get notifications. All right, there you go. Now my wife has joined us on the Morning Night Live. Has anyone else showed up? Gosh darn it. All right, so you're on. No, let me see this. Okay, there you go. You are on, and you are in the chat, and you can publicly chat as in Laura Johnson. Although I'm going to give like I said, her nickname from now on is going to be Gloria Daze, because I just think it's cute. Unless you can come up with someone else. Dang it, Mrs. Dog, you got to hit that bell. Yeah, she needs to hit the bell. She just.
What the fuck is a bell?
Okay, so my wife doesn't spend a whole lot of time on YouTube, obviously. Oh boy. So anyway, now, and there's a third person watching. I don't know who it is, but hi, welcome to the Morning Night Live. So as I was saying earlier, today we're driving to Lincoln, Nebraska, because my son's college basketball team made the NCAA Division III national tournament, and so they have their first game at Nebraska Wesleyan. They're going to play the University of Wisconsin lacrosse in the first round of the tournament. We're excited about that. Oh, and see, there you are. You
I
even said something
did.
in the chat. That's awesome. You figured it out. So that okay, you're the third person. I was like, who's the third person watching this? I don't know. All right, so let's talk about.
Oh, that's cute with the little hand.
Oh yeah, you can put emojis in the chat too. Clearly, my wife doesn't spend a whole lot of time doing this. Good God. Anyway, so since I can't look at my Twitter today, I'm just going to talk about a couple things that I saw on Twitter yesterday that kind of, in some ways, annoyed me, but also made me laugh because woke Twitter was at it again. If you've been following along at all with CPAC, which is the, I don't know what it's called, Conservative something Action come something, Van Jones, who is hey Tyra Deos, good morning. Van Jones, who is he used to be part of the Obama administration, and he kind of got ousted from there because of some things he said. But he's a leftist, I would pundit, activist, but he's also a pretty sensible man. And so when President Trump decided to work on criminal justice reform, Van Jones is one of those people who, if he has a cause, he doesn't care who is leading the charge. He's willing to put his hands in and do the work. And so he was one of those people who joined President Trump and the group of people that were working on it and started the whole criminal justice reform thing. Well, Van Jones was a speaker at CPAC yesterday at the convention. And Van Jones said some things that pissed off woke Twitter. And that was, he was giving conservative credit for actually taking the lead on criminal justice reform and for actually accomplishing some things. So, okay. By the way, okay. Yeah, Laura Johnson, this business night. Anyway, so what he said was, for example, in the state of Texas, in Ohio, in Mississippi, those Republican governors have been able to both reduce crime and reduce prison populations. He said that's a good thing. There's too many people in prison. That's part of the thing they're trying to do. Well, woke Twitter dragged him through the coals yesterday and decided that now Van Jones is losing his card, or he's losing his the word they like to use is Van Jones is canceled. So anyway, Van Jones is one of the people who got canceled on Twitter yesterday, and he's been a tireless activist for black people's rights and just things that are usually left-wing causes, but he's been getting dragged through the mud. By the way, I think I saw Jaeger Pony in there. Good morning, Jaeger Pony. Appreciate you being here. And then also yesterday, Joe Biden had the audacity to say something nice about Vice President Mike Pence. And LGBTQ Twitter lost their minds. They were very pissed off that anyone would say something nice about Mike Pence. They are convinced that Mike Pence is trying to kill all gay people. They're convinced that he is a proponent of conversion therapy. They are convinced he is a proponent of electroshock therapy for gay people, all of which is incorrect. Now, if you go onto Snopes and look up Mike Pence and gay conversion therapy, even Snopes says that those pieces of the puzzle are incorrect. But just like Ellen Page did when she thought Jussie Smollett was attacked by two MAGA people and blame the entire episode on Mike Pence. Much of the gay community thinks Mike Pence is a hateful bigot, and I just don't get it. Let me ask you something. I think somebody, oh, hey, Johnny Hellcat, how you doing? And Tyler F. Good morning, my brothers. Anyway, so, so here's my challenge. Because, honestly, since the president was elected and inaugurated, I have a hard time finding any news about anything Mike Pence has even said over the last 2 years, other than ceremonial type things, which is typical of the vice president. Usually the vice president is rarely seen and extra rarely heard. So if you happen to have anything that you can find about Mike Pence that Mike Pence has actually said that is against either the gay community or the bisexual, the whole LGBTQIA2S and all those other acronyms for that community. If you can find those things, I would appreciate it greatly. If you would either DM them me on Twitter, or you can send them to my email, which is pdogknight@gmail.com. And I'm just curious if you've seen anything. I haven't. All right. Now, what else did I want to talk about today? Oh, yeah, I'm kind of in I'm also in a little bit of a, not as bad, because I try to have conversations on Twitter and not necessarily try to have fights on Twitter. But I've been watching on it's called the Olympic Channel on YouTube. I've been watching a few of these. They have a couple features about transgender athletes. There's this one about a transgender volleyball player who's playing at University of California, Santa Cruz. There's one about a transgender man boxer, a female to male transgender, who was almost an Olympic caliber women's boxer, who is now transitioning to be a man and wants to fight men. And so I happened to be on Twitter this morning, and someone said something about well, it was Michael Rowland's, everyone's favorite villain, Music Man Mike, was saying something about, he was getting in an argument with Roman Millennial about something, and mentioned that, you know, just like how transphobic people are always saying that biological men shouldn't be competing in sports against women. And so I asked Michael this morning, I asked him, so are you saying that males, and I was differentiating between sex and gender by saying males, that males should be allowed to compete in competitive sports against females? And I generally want to know. I really want to know. I really want to know his answer, and I want to hear him explain that out and explain why he thinks that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I do have my reparations coffee in hand. All right. Even on the road, I got my reparations coffee with me. And yes, the laughing in the background is Gloria Daze, aka Laura Johnson. That's my wife. She doesn't want to be on camera today because, well, I won't say why.
I don't have my makeup on.
Yeah, okay, she doesn't have her makeup on. Anyway, so the conversation, and so Michael's, I kind of knew this would be his answer. He said, trans women are not males. And so I've had this conversation with Michael more than once, because he doesn't think you shouldn't even differentiate between sex and gender. And so I haven't completed that conversation with him yet, but later today when I'm not driving, I may, well, probably not real soon, because we have to get to Lincoln by, the first game's at 5:30, the game that my son's playing in, and so I really, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Twitter today, just saying. between driving and watching basketball. But I do want to finish that conversation with Mike because I want to hear his perspective. I've been having these conversations with a lot of different people, and pretty far on the spectrum politically and socially. And so it'll be interesting because Mike is just on the extreme end, one end of this. But I really like to hear. So anyway, so hey, by the way, unfortunately today, you can't see it here. But, oh, you can see it. I can't see it because I've been looking on a computer screen. But right down there, next to it, please share this with the people you know, because I can't put this out on Twitter today. But Sarah has done that for me, so I appreciate that, Sarah. All right, moving on. Today's Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the people who also donate via Streamlabs. The only problem with the Streamlabs today is I can't see those either. So just if you have questions or things you want to say, put them in the chat, and Gloria Daze over here will read them for me, and then we'll answer questions. Because today we're just going to have some fun. We'll do kind of an AMA. You guys can ask me anything. I know you don't read them to me because I'm not going to read them because I'm driving and I want to hit that car in front of me.
Sarah says, whatever you do, Dawg Knight, tread carefully. If you look at Weibo's Twitter, there's NSFW photos.
Oh.
I have no idea what that is.
Not safe for work? I'm not going to look at Weibo's not safe for work photos. I'm just not. She's sitting right next to me. Come on.
What?
So anyway, so let's do this. Hey, Cynical Lindsay, I see you there. I can kind of glance every once in a while and see who shows up in the chat. I just can't read the chats today. So here's what we're doing today for those of you who are in the chat, who are here today. All 9 of you right now. Hopefully some more will show up. We're just doing an AMA. Ask me anything. Because I got a 6-hour drive, and we're not gonna spend,
Weren't you talking about the Down syndrome?
Oh yeah, we were having this discussion about the. Here, hang on.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the discussion we were having?
Well, just about the trans.
Oh, part of my discussion with Michael Rowlands a while back. His thing was, he a lot of people like to say that gender is a spectrum, okay, and it's all about what you feel, but he also likes to say that biological sex is a spectrum, because there are such things as intersex people, but in my mind, an intersex person is someone who has a condition that is an abnormality. It's not another sex. There's only, in all mammals, sex has to do with reproduction. When we classify mammals, we classify them based on what part they take in reproduction. Sex is not a social distinction. It is a sexual reproduction distinction. And so in all mammals, sexually reproduce as the two parts, the male and the female. Unlike there's some animals in the animal kingdom that are, I don't know if the word's unisex. What do you call it when they can reproduce on their own? Laura?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Anyway, she can't remember. But anyway, so when I talk male and female, I'm talking about sex, and there are only two sexes as far as reproduction. Asexual. Thank you, Tyler F. Hey, good morning too, and hi, Irish Rose. I see you there too. But when it comes to, gender, if gender is a social construct, then social constructs can change, and I don't care. I classify people by sex, and the same thing when we talk about when we segregate sports, we segregate them based on sex, not gender. That's why I think that you shouldn't, and there are specific characteristic differences between males and females in the human realm. But when Michael says that sex is a spectrum, what he's talking about, well, there are intersex people. These people have, the extra chromosomes they have, what am I trying to say? It's a condition. It's an abnormality.
Like
And you wouldn't classify somebody with a extra chromosome that changes their sex characteristics as a whole new sex, just like you wouldn't change if someone with Down syndrome. You don't put them in a completely different classification of human being. They just happen to have an abnormality. So, good morning, Zombie Teddy. For those of you who aren't aware, I am on the road today. We're heading down to my son's basketball game down in Lincoln, Nebraska. First round of the NCAA tournament for Division III basketball. So that's why you see me driving along here. And my co-host, Gloria Daze, a.k.a. Laura Johnson, is helping me read the chat. So there you go. What did she just say?
Whoever that guy was, someone dared him to show his dick and he did it.
Oh, is that part of Weebo's street? I don't. Yeah, why the hell would I want to see somebody's dick? I don't. Thanks for sharing. Wow, that was on Twitter, huh? Okay. I think that's. Well, I don't think that's even illegal on Twitter, is it? But yeah, I guess I don't want to see that. All right, so.
Eyes on the road, P-Dog. We don't want to see anything bad happen.
Yeah, no, eyes on the road. I'm driving. I really am. Okay. No,
do you want to tell how you used to read the newspaper while you were driving?
Oh man, see, I used to drive a lot. When I was in college, I had a summer job where I drove all over the country, and I went on an adventure one year. In my job, I used to be a bartender at TGI Fridays. When you're with Fridays long enough, they have this program where if you want to travel and pick up shifts at any of their restaurants around the country, they call it a passport program. And I did that for 6 months once. And I used to kill time when I was driving by reading newspapers and magazines and stuff while I was driving. That was probably not the smartest thing in the world to do. But in this case, I'm not reading the chats because I have my co-host today. She's laughing. She doesn't. Yeah. She didn't really want to be my co-host, but she kind of got roped into it.
And then you tried pulling that shit when we were driving to Omaha. I was trying to nap, and you were reading the paper.
Oh yeah, I guess I did do that once, but I only do it when there's not a lot of traffic. You can kind of do it if you look back and forth and keep it within the line of the sight within your sight line. So what are you gonna do? So you get bored when you're driving and there's no one on the road and you don't have anything to do. So I don't know. I suppose you can listen to the radio or you can live stream. You can live stream on YouTube now. But I don't have to. I don't have to look at myself when I live stream. Plus, obviously I can't do Twitter today. I can't do articles today. I can't do any of that. So we're just gonna keep doing this. So, by the way, she's having me. What is that? No, I'm not answering my phone either. Here, we're gonna decline that. All right. Don't look at the screen. I'm looking at my mirror. In fact, my screen works as a mirror. That's because I can see behind me on the screen that I'm looking at. So it's like looking in the mirror. Anyway, why'd you hand me my coffee? Because I need more coffee? Yeah, I need more coffee. Here we go. So, this is an Ask Me Anything day, and it's going to be a short stream today. So, if you have questions for Dawg Knight, the lovely Gloria Daze will be reading them for me. So, what do you got? What do you want to know?
Because you're way too much of a boomer to be doing all this at once. Be careful. Oh, where did we meet?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong?
Wait. Cynical Lindsay said,
I know, I heard that, but hold on. I am the first of Generation X. I can do a lot of things that would surprise you. Now I'm all fuzzy. What's going on here? Let's see. There we go.
Oh, I got the same call.
From who?
That same number.
Oh, I'll answer. I'll call it back. I know what that is.
Okay.
All right. So
the only exception to looking at the phone while driving is at a stoplight.
Okay.
What's IMO?
Okay. The question: where do we meet?
Oh, we met the old-fashioned way.
We met the old-fashioned way. We met in a bar. See, I can feel it radiating off the side of my head that she wants to tell this story.
I do want to tell the story.
Okay, and can you hear her when she talks? Just put a 1 in the chat, please.
Can you hear me when I'm talking?
Okay, they can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, she's going to tell the story.
It was not beer goggles. It was Jose Cuervo. It was July 5th. My girlfriends and I weren't quite done celebrating the 4th, so we took a cab to our favorite bar on Sunday night, which was Bunkers in North Minneapolis. They had a great band there called McStirling and the Stud Brothers. Great horn section. You know, I'm 5'9". I was wearing heels, and back then I looked so good. I was smoking hot, right? And I was tired of dancing with short men. And so I just kept saying no. And I said, the next tall guy that I see, I'm going to ask to dance. And so out of my blurry peripheral vision, I saw this tall guy walk by. And I'm like, bingo. And I followed him through a very overly packed bar. And when I got up to him, he was talking to a female. Well, I'd had enough liquid courage. You know, I didn't care. So I tapped him on the shoulder, asked him to dance, and he said yes, and I didn't even have to fight the woman, so I was pretty good. So, yeah, he was a pretty good dancer, and...
She doesn't remember.
I remember.
She remembers that she remembers spinning around. That's it. She was just keep it simple. She was drunk.
Yeah.
And her friends were drunk. But it was fun. We danced for a while the rest of the night until the bar closed. And then I dumped her and her friends in a cab and sent them home. But then she wouldn't give me her number, so I just gave her my card and she called me, and then we went on a date later. So
yeah.
Dawg Knight.
And then it was that's funny. I didn't even remember what he looked like. The next day I called my friends. I'm like, you know, top chocolate milkshake. God, that is so right. I you know what? I was not prejudiced. I dated white guys too. Let's see. Tall chocolate. Yeah, definitely. What's the white stuff all over the ground?
Oh, the white stuff. Who said that?
Festering wound.
Good morning, festering wound. What do you mean, what's the white stuff all over the ground? Where do you live? Just out of curiosity.
2 kids.
Oh, yeah, we have 2 kids. My daughter is 24, and my son's a senior in college, 22.
Florida, he's in Florida.
Oh, hey, hi, Prospero. How you doing? Yeah, we have a shit ton of snow on the ground right now. We've had several days of multiple inch snowfalls, and it's about ready to snow again here on this road trip. So we'll be fine though. I got 4-wheel drive and new tires. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, I gotta tell you though, after I met Marty, we got married 7 months later, and just celebrated our 26th wedding anniversary. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was kind of a whirlwind. We got married, well, like you said, 7 months later, and in fact, well, let's see. We talked about. Oh no, that was last year. Last year for our 25th anniversary, we went to New Orleans. That was fun. Anyway, what else you got? Quit saying the S word. What's that saying?
S word. It'll make more of it come down.
Oh, I know, man. Well, we're supposed to get snow somewhere along this drive. I've seen flurries so far, but the roads are really clean and dry, so that's a good thing.
What got you into YouTube, Tyron?
What got me into YouTube? Well, originally,
I stopped listening to him talk about politics, so he had to go somewhere.
Yeah, no. Originally, I used to only watch YouTube because Alfonso Rachel, who is a a black conservative Christian guy. I thought his videos were really funny. I just happened to get one from a blog that I used to read, and it would post his videos on there. So I would watch those. And that was 10 years ago. I mean, he was an early YouTuber. And then a few years ago, during the time when all the SJW, anti-SJW stuff started popping up, I started watching a couple other videos on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, these are interesting. And I used to watch, people from all political spectrums, but I would always argue with the ones that I didn't agree with, in a sense, on their chats or their comment sections. And at some point, it was during the time when there were a ton of all these question videos that came out, and like BuzzFeed would have questions, questions Native Americans have for white people, or questions black people have for white people, or question Asians have for white people. So, and I just got a kick out of the people who would do responses to those videos. Well, one day, the Amazing Atheist put out this video, questions that white men have for SJWs. And I thought, I think I'm going to make a video to answer that video as if I were an SJW. And so that was the first video that I ever made. And in fact, maybe I'm going to do that 200 subscriber show one of these days, but we'll watch that video when we do it. But if you can go back into my channel, the very first video I ever made was a black man answers white men's questions for SJWs. And I had fun making the video. I didn't know what I was doing. I can't even remember what software I used to put it together. But I had fun making it. And I thought, oh, you know what, this is kind of fun. So I started making videos here and there. Never got really serious into it. Some people make a video every day or every week or twice a week, and mine were just really occasional. But in the end, what got me into live streaming is the fact that I started watching a lot of people's live streams after I had Apocalypse. And so, and one of the ones I watched was Lords of the Night, and I got a kick out of that, and I got to actually go on that show once. And hang on, let this truck out. There we go. And then I also was on Monkey the Morning a few times. I thought, hey, this is fun, but it doesn't really work with my schedule. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just start my own live stream, and poof, here we are.
Congratulations to Prospero. They're doing their 25th wedding anniversary in New Orleans too.
Oh, awesome, Prospero. That's cool. Laura just read your tweet. Yeah, I tell you what, we had so much fun in New Orleans, Prospero. In fact, maybe we'll oh wow, snowplow is stuck in the road. That's awesome. I've never seen that before. Prospero, I'll give you a list of restaurants. My friend from college is from New Orleans and lives in New Orleans right now, and he gave me a list of several local restaurants that we went to, and my gosh, outstanding places that most tourists don't go to. I'll send you that list when I get a chance.
Also, what was the inspiring thoughts behind your name, Dawg Knight?
Oh, how did I get my name, Dawg Knight? So maybe some of you know my Prince story. Maybe we'll get into that too. But one of my good friends, his name's Mitch. When we found my birth father, and I met some of my relatives, and my sister told me that in that part of Nigerian culture, I'm considered a prince. My friend Mitch would not stop calling me Prince. Every time he saw me, he's like, "Hey, Prince," because we're in the Twin Cities. I don't know why, but he would call me Prince all the time. And I'm like, Mitch, please stop doing that. And he's, well, no, what do you want me to call you? And I said, well, I don't know. You can call me anything but Prince. So then he started calling me P-Dog. And I shrugged my shoulders and just laughed, shook my head, and let him call me P-Dog. And then at some point he added in the Knight, Dawg Knight, because it kind of rhymes with the band Dawg Knight. And so that's how I got the name Dawg Knight. And so my son, even my son calls me that every once in a while.
Oh shit, what did I do?
I don't know. Oh, you just turned the chat off. Okay. Speaking of boomer moments. Okay, let's turn the chat back on. Live chat. There we go. Because I need her to ask.
Oh, thanks.
There we go. All right, back. We're back on. Hello.
So, Tyrese, Ranting Monkey is my gateway drug to associated channels. That's how I found you, as well as the times you have been on his stream.
Well, thank you. I have a lot of fun, especially on Monkey in the Morning. I mean, I enjoy Lords of the Night, and I pretty much listen to it a lot. Usually fall asleep to it because I usually have to go to bed by the time it comes on, or I'll listen to a rebroadcast. But the Lords of the Night is so structured compared to Monkey in the Morning, and I'm kind of more of a fly by the seat of my pants guy. So Monkey in the Morning was more my style. Plus he brings on some pretty funny characters.
Zombie Teddy and Lady Boomer laugh out loud. What is that?
She's calling you a lady boomer. Zombie Teddy's the person that's saying it. By the way, you're right. You're right. Her question was Zombie Teddy, Lady Boomer, LOL, because her chat doesn't distinguish between so much between the name and what you wrote. So, yes, Lady Boomer, LOL. All right.
Monkey in the Morning is more fun. That's her, Lady Boomer. That's my name.
Maybe we'll change your name. Yeah, you know what? That might be it. Dawg Knight and Lady Boomer.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I enjoy both, Prosper. I mean, I like both. I ever since I found Ranting Monkey, I have had a great rapport with him, and I used to be in his comments a lot. And then I think I remember when the first time we actually talked, but
I
I've
saw
always
you
enjoyed
on
him.
Comic Book Curie.